one difference I would say that I wouldn't see out west is, especially on a Tennessee River, is how shallow bass will get.
Steve's next question: What do you feel is the biggest differences between East and West Coast bass fishing styles?
Um, Bass, like I grew up in the West Coast out in California and traveled all up and down California, Arizona, a little Oregon and stuff. And it's I was fortunate, just I mean the guys who get to grow up in that area, especially in Northern California, just how versatile the fisheries are. We get a little bit of everything there, where like the
Mhm.
California Delta is really shallow, a lot of vegetation and reeds, and it's tidal, and and there's a bunch of riprap, and it translates to it. There's a lot of areas I go across the country where I'm like, oh, this just reminds me of the Delta, except without tide, throwing that tidal aspect of it. But from that to these deep, clear reservoirs like Shasta and Oroville, predominantly like spotted bass, and some of the just in that area, and then Clear Lake was a natural lake, and there's a little bit of everything there, some shallow weeds and rock piles and ledges. And so just in that small area of Northern California that I grew up, it can really translate to a lot of areas all across the country. The one difference I would say that I wouldn't see out west is, especially on a Tennessee River, is how shallow bass will get. Like even this tournament last weekend on Nickajack, there was some brim beds that when I was in practice, they were maybe in like a foot and a half of water or so, and then the water dropped, and they were in like 6 inches of water. And it was, I mean, a lot of time you'd be sitting there in like 2 or 3 feet looking around, seeing nothing, and you had to look like shallow, like boats couldn't even get close, probably. Where when I come, especially the Tennessee River, it'll be a shallow flat with no deep water access, and they're still shallower than you could even think they could get. So that's one difference I'd say that I had to kind of adapt to or learn moving out here.